Here. Let's bring in Peter Brooks. He's a former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense and currently a Senior Fellow for National Security Affairs at the Heritage Foundation. Peter, thanks so much for being here. So Russia denies that these surprise war games have anything to do with the unrest in Ukraine.
Right.
Do you believe that?
No, this is a Groucho Marx routine. I mean, who are you going to believe, me or your own eyes? I mean, they're saying this was pre-planned months ago. I don't believe it. It's a show of strength. It's signaling to everybody that this isn't over yet. And Russia, I think, is telling people that if things go bad in Ukraine, there could be other things coming.
And, of course, it's a big fear of the White House, of the U.S. and the European Union,
NATO.
and NATO, that Russia will send troops in, if not just to the eastern part of the country, but as far west as Kiev as well. Now, the White House issued a statement today, or delivered a statement saying, quote, "We urge outside actors in the region to respect Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity and end provocative rhetoric." Outside actors?
Well, I guess they wanted to be fair, right?
Whoever could they be talking about?
You never know. Poland, right, could invade Ukraine. I mean, they're trying to be fair here. They're saying we're talking to Russia, we're talking to anybody else, but they're really talking to Russia. That's diplomatic happy talk.
And, what do you think could turn these Russian drills into the real thing? Is there any provocation from Ukraine or from that region that could send Russian troops?
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah, I'm a little worried. I mean, I don't want to go out on a limb here, and I don't think Russian tanks are going to necessarily roll into Ukraine, but there are ethnic Russians in the eastern part of the country. Ukraine, Crimea, there are ethnic Russians in Crimea. I also think about Georgia in 2008, where there were exercises before the Russians went into Abkhazia and Ossetia. So Russia has a lot of interests there, and if there's violence perhaps against ethnic Russians in Ukraine, I wouldn't rule it out.
Now, interestingly, the Polish foreign minister just told CNN's Krystiana Amanpour today that the thing that got Ukrainian President Yanukovych, in his view, to step down was a phone call from Vladimir Putin. Why would Putin want Yanukovych to step down? It seemed like Yanukovych was doing what he wanted. Was it just like, this guy has no support, I need to find another...
Move on.
Yeah.
That could be it. I mean, we don't really know. I don't know. We don't really know what sort of support that the Yanukovych had of the Ukrainian military, because that was probably the next step. And Putin may have said, look, this isn't going well for you. It's time to move on. And he probably has other people he feels he can turn to in Ukraine in the future for influence.
But do you think having a rudderless, leaderless Ukraine is more in Russia's interest, even in the short term, than Yanukovych? I guess the protesters went away for the most part.
Well, Yanukovych was without support anywhere, so it was probably best to move on. I agree with you. I see your point. But Putin must have made a calculus somewhere along the line and said, it's time for you to go, and Yanukovych did that. I think Yanukovych is going to show up in Russia. I think he's going to come out of the Crimea, and he's going to end up in Russia at some point. That's when he surfaces again.
Well, we'll see.
That's right.